Hello and welcome. Today we are live. We are doing a live stream for the first time in absolutely ages. You can see I'm a little bit nervous, so I have a special guest on the screen, which is Mr. Jay's Toy Collection UK. Jay, say hello.
Hello, how are we doing out there? It has been, I've looked in his tab, it's been 5 long months since he last did a live stream and he was in charge. I've just got my notification, so I believe we are live.
I think so. So what we're going to do today is we're going to very, very quickly go over the Batman stuff. Now, Jay on his channel has already covered this. That's why he is a pro, and I know very little about Star Wars, but I have already uploaded the Batman video, and I want to cover that with a few people because I've already seen, Jay, we actually have some breaking news that the giveaway purchase has gone already. And I say the giveaway purchase. In the rewards, we have got this thing down here, which is the Brickhead, and it's this, which you redeem for 3,000 insider points. Now, this is already sold out in certain countries. I didn't think it was going to be that popular. I thought it was just going to be one of those that was going to be there for absolutely ages. I actually originally thought this was going to be the giveaway purchase, and as it stands, you've got to spend 3,000 points, and you receive a limited edition box, which I do believe has 8 backdrops, but it also comes with a comic. Your thoughts, sir?
Well, let's get into this. So we'll start off with the Batman Day. So I believe Batman Day is this coming Saturday in terms of Lego Batman Day. I'm sure we've had a Batman Day already this year from other companies.
I think we have, yeah.
Whether they've made up their own
they might have done. They've got the date. They've got the date different to when it says it goes live. But yeah, it seems that it's all happened at once. So I don't know if the plan was to do Batman first and the Star Wars comes out later. But obviously, with the news that broke yesterday, maybe they had to go straight in and do that. But this is available, and I do believe this is available in every single region. But you have to go into your insider points, find it, download the code, and then add it and check out. But you do get the 8-in-1 Brickhead with the backdrops. The value of this, I think, was, well, it's over 24 quid, isn't it? I guess, because the Brickhead itself is 24.
I've done the maths for you on this one, so don't panic. I have done the maths here. So first of all, talking 8, we've already got 8 people with us in the chat. So hello to the 8 that have already joined us.
That's actually those numbers rolling in. 12. So hello to everybody.
12. We're in double figures already. I'm pulling them in. Pulling them in.
You have. The lucky charm has worked.
Make yourself known in the chat. Come and say hello, and maybe convince Matthew to do more Lego live streams, because this is the first live stream he's had me on since I've officially become a Lego collector. So
yes, it was very true. But this is also the first live stream I think I've done since I fell through the table. So it took a little bit of it took a bit of time to recover. So I think that was the last live stream, to be honest. But yes, so going back to this, we've got loads to cover. So this is available in the insider bits and pieces, and there's also a giveaway purchase running. So as Jay was saying, there is a Lego Batman Day, which I feel it's been overshadowed by the Star Wars news. You can't really help the fact it has, because, well, it's a UCS sail barge, and it just happens to come out on the same day that Lego's done the 85th day. But they've got all this really nice artwork and everything on there, and as you scroll down, it actually says what the day is. So as Jay was saying, it is the 85th anniversary of the Batman appearance in the Detective Comics, and it's a 10th anniversary of Batman Day, and it says pay homage to the super popular hero on the 21st of September. So that's why I'm a little bit confused why we're the 17th of September and this has happened, but it I guess it's Lego.
Give us a few days' notice. I quite like the graphic you've just scrolled up. I quite like the
it's cool,
Batman graphic they've done there. So I did briefly see this at lunchtime today. I thought, hello, it's a Batman Day promo. Somebody's going to be quite excited because Matthew is a DC collector. Before we get into it, talking of DC collectors, I've actually got DC pickups, so I can
get them in.
Managed to pick up the in the sale at Smith's the Batwing there from the '89 films. So pick that one up to go in the coming Lego City, and I've got quite a rare one here actually. For Batman from the Batman movie. Then we've got the Egghead. Oh my god, I can't say that. The Egghead mech, and of course the Condiment King as well. So they're all full screen. Look at that. He's remembering where all the buttons are. So
I'm panicking in the background.
Managed to pick this one up on eBay. It was £55. Don't tell Cheeky Monkey Kiara, but the Condiment King minifigure alone was going for like 30 quid. So I was like, I could do with one of those. So I wanted to help complete that 66 team in Lego form in terms of the villains. So I needed an egghead. And the final thing I picked up is a little Alfred, a wee Diddy Alfred there from the Batman movie. Okay, try the hand thing. Can I get it to focus?
Try the hand thing. Does it work?
Try the hand thing. I
think so.
There we are. Just about. So we've got the Alfred as well. So we've got a few Batman pickups to represent Batman Day in Lego form. And first thing I can see on the screen there is a little polybag giveaway. And somebody did send me that for free when I purchased a tumbler off eBay. They chucked it in the bag for free. So I've managed to already pick that one up.
Well, it's a bit weird because they give you the value of the poly bag, and I think it's £2.49. But good evening to Crazy Scottish Collector. So hello to you, and also hello to Cheeky Monkey. Good evening to you, young lady. And there's this person on the screen as well. I don't know who this is, but apparently we're going to be talking about the sale barge at 10 o'clock, along with obviously some of the Batman news. It's just rude not to mention the Batman to start with, because I have not yet seen anything on Instagram about this. It's all about the UCS sail barge and also the other set that has been announced as well, and the giveaway that we're going to get to very, very soon. But as Jay was saying, this poly bag is available at a very good price point, I do believe. I think it's £35, Jay, I think. So the price point on this in your video earlier. Great. Going by that, it is £35 or more, but it's only valid with Lego DC, but it ends on the 23rd. So I think that's a very fair price point, to be honest.
You got the weekend then. If you can go back to that brickhead then as well in a second, once we've had to look at this, I've done the maths for you on the points, so we can break all that down. But you do get the more accurate cowl on this, don't you? Because this is in the shadow box, was it originally?
It is, yeah. So it's 92, and this came out at the same time as the shadow box because they did it as a poly bag you could buy. Sorry, it's £3.49. This was available in store to buy, and it sold out basically everywhere because people wanted this. People wanted this minifigure, as you can fully well imagine, and obviously, not everybody can justify spending over £300 on different Lego sets, which we'll get to in a little bit when it comes to the sale barge. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. But for now, we'll carry on with this. So yes, this is what Jay was talking about. Is the 8-in-1 for the brickheads. Now, before Jay does the maths, I do believe you just need 2 of these brickheads, which is actually, if I click on it, because it is double points as well for the Batman Day. So this is in the double points. It is this set here that Jay is talking about, and it is the 8-in-1. Jay, take it away.
Yeah, so with the, as you were saying at the start, with the version that you're getting from the Insiders exclusive, you are getting the backdrop and the comic book, but I believe it is the same 8-in-1 figure, just with those additions to it. So they've got this one up at £24.99, and I think it's 3,000 points, is it, on the
it is, yeah, 3,000 points. Just load that back up. Yeah.
So as you load that back up, I did the maths then. So 3,000 points equates to £18.75. So it is cheaper, and you do get more if you cash in your points to get this, but it is limited to 1 per customer. I saw, so you can't get 2. And the way they've done the artwork, I believe, for the movie backdrops is it's reversible. So you really could do with 2 if you're going to display it behind the set, but it does seem to be limited to 1 per account.
You can see why. I mean, I would happily say if it was limited to 1, I'd be happy with that, but give you the option of paying extra for another card backdrop, because obviously they're just people don't want to take advantage too much of the actual brickhead. But what I have seen that this is going online, well, going by the comments that have already been left in the video, £50 to £100 on eBay. Apparently, it's going big numbers already. And straight Crazy Scottish Collector, Jay, talk of this for a haul. We have got the shadow box pre-ordered. Absolutely pre-ordered the Batmobile because it took advantage of the points, which is exactly what I was thinking of doing, because you have got 3 times points on the shadow box and double points on the 66 Batmobile. So I'm assuming pre-order it will be the 66 because the tumbler is also available for triple points, but that is getting retired. But going back to the brickheads, are you going to get one?
I am not going to get one. No, I don't. I'm not a massive fan of brickheads. To me, they are the pop vinyl of the Lego world. But I can see how this might work in the display I know you've had in mine. So you've been doing the disaster series. Anybody new to the channel here, Matthew goes through his Lego room. It's usually an utter disaster and move stuff and break stuff. But he's had an idea with regards to the big vehicles. And I think the big scale vehicles with the brickheads representing all the films would look nice around it. So maybe you are probably best to pick up, actually cash in some points. It's cheaper than buying one, and you will get the backdrop and the comic book. And it did look some Neil Adams artwork on that cover of that comic book it was showing, it looked like to me. And I do believe that is the Neil Adams version of Batman in the blue in the top left there, the 1970s sort of style comic book Batman. So one of my favorite sort of artists there in the Batman lore is Neil Adams. So it does look like his version to me, which they've gone for in the comic book version. So I'd be interested to see the comic book. So I will encourage those points purchases and get them in before they sell out some.
Well, yes. And also, before we do move on to the Star Wars side stuff, just to cover everything to save people watching the other video, what they've done on the Lego website, you can see what's times 2 points. Excuse me. So you've got the animated artwork, you've got the 8-in-1 for 2 points, you've got the bike pod, you've got the animated car. So I've got 2 out of those 4 already. And then you've got the cave, you've got the armored mech, you've got this Batmobile. This, bearing in mind, is retiring soon. I've already done a retiring list of over the 100 sets that are retiring. And then you've got the wing for Jay. That's the one that Jay has just picked up. And now this is what caught my attention. It's the new Batmobile for the 66. I could pre-order this right now and get the little Batman figure and the car on double points. So something to think about before an impulse with the amount of stuff that's coming out in October, as me and Jay's already spoken about off camera. But that now makes things a little bit more interesting because it's double points. I don't know. I think with the points on this, it's about £12 in points, I think. We just don't know.
Click on it, son. I'll do the maths live.
Do the maths. Do the maths live. So
how many points is it?
Pre-order now. It was shipped from the 1st of October. It is 1,040 points, but double that because it is double VIP points. So 2,080.
Yeah, it's £13. It's actually £13 to the penny in points because it's roughly a 10% discount you get in sets, and was working that through there. So double points is 10%, single points 5%, triple points of course 15%. I may work in maths for some reason, but yeah, so that'll get you £13. So the other one works out at 3,000 points, which is £18.75. So it's only going to cost you £5.75.
That's it, exactly. Yeah. But with regards to that car, do we think the double points is worth it, or will it be in a bigger sale later on elsewhere? That's the question.
So it's 130, it's £13 in points, so it takes it to 117.
Yeah, so, see, is it going to be 105? Is it worth just not worrying about the sake of 20 quid, pre-ordering it now and it's done, or hold fire because we have an 8080 to talk about after the sale barge? And we also have what we'll jump straight into actually is, and I think Jay is going to be very excited about this, I have found official images on the Lego website, Mr. J, of what I do believe you want. Now, I am not going to spoil this for anybody and take the mick. I'm going to just go over the box artwork because I have yet to click on this. And I think for a giveaway purchase, that box artwork is absolutely gorgeous, but I know nothing about the lightsaber. So, Jay, this is all over to you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? So, if you've never seen me before, look at my backdrop. It's covered in Star Wars, and my favorite film from the original trilogy and all of Star Wars in general is Return of the Jedi. I grew up as a Luke Skywalker obsessive. I literally used to run around in my back garden pretending I was Luke fighting Vader. I've said that on my own live streams in the past, and I've said it on here now. So my favorite design of the lightsaber hilt is Luke's green lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. And I love the box here because the box has the green just emanating out from behind the lightsaber. So it does look fantastic in the box. And from my 3 months as a Lego collector, I've done a little bit of research, quite a lot of research, and some of these Star Wars lightsaber giveaways go for astronomical money on the secondary market. So this, yes, I want it. Is it going to stay mint in box? Yes, it is going to stay mint in box for a while, at least nicely on the shelf, because I don't think my initial plan was, okay, this is going to be worth some money. I don't really collect prop replicas, if you say, so I can sell this and maybe get something like £100 or more off the sale barge. But now I'm seeing it in the box, I'm already going, yeah, I don't think I can sell this. So I will be joining the midnight crew, as we call it here, to try and get one of these on the Lego website the minute this thing goes live, because I do want this GWP. And yeah, there is Luke on the back there on the skiff, fighting with his brandly new, minted by the third film, of course, because by that time he had his own lightsaber in the green. And yeah, I like this. I really do like this. It's quite an accurate looking hilt, I think, doing it in Lego form. So I'm happy with this as a giveaway purchase. And I, for one, I'm going to try and get this. So I'm determined to get this. So I'm going to be there on the dot at midnight. I've already set Alexa with a reminder a couple of minutes before midnight to get myself out of bed, sat here in 3 weeks' time to try and get this.
Well, I am extremely tempted to do a live stream in the hour run-up to this going live, because I've done that before with some bits and pieces, and everybody then let everybody know that the website had crashed and all that kind of thing, because there's quite a lot going live in October. But we'll go over to the actual main set itself. Now, before we go over to the main set itself, I do believe it's all going to happen at the same time. We don't know yet if this is exclusive only to the new UCS set, or if you can get stuff across the board.
It does look cool on there.
Don't know with regards to how that's worked in the past, but you can see that it's got a good bit of length to it. The actual dimensions and everything were
11 inches. 11 inches.
Yeah, so 11 inches. It take up a little bit of shelf space. It's obviously got a nice stand. There is potential that you could just pop that little plate off just there, and you can just add Luke Skywalker as the minifigure beside it. And I think that would look very, very tasty on the shelf. But yeah, 28 centimeters, 11 inches. That's the back of the box artwork. That is the front. And obviously it's got all the bits and pieces with regards to the Return of the Jedi and obviously the Star Wars bits and bobs. And then that is the main thing. But all it's giving us at the moment, now these are official images off the Lego website. It just says the value of this is only $18.99. Now, I did a little bit of research as well last night for last year's giveaway purchase of one of the hilts. And the cheapest one I can find is £145. So the fact that this is valued at $18.99 and currently the one before this one is $140, I think Lego might be undervaluing this one. But for £19, you could have bought it. So would you have bought it for 20 quid, Jay?
Yes, I would have actually. I think even though I don't collect prop replicas for £20, I would have definitely bought that for £20. But of course, it would be in a GWP. It is going to be tied behind a exclusive price point, and I'm going to think I can safely assume you will have to purchase the sale barge for this one.
I would imagine.
I don't think they'll put it on the Star Wars.
But what they've done in the past is they've given a exclusive to the UCS. But they've also done another Star Wars at price point, which obviously, when we get onto it in a second, I'm sure the sale barge will break that price point. But you could potentially get a different giveaway, because a bit like they did with the Borrow, they gave you that pointless thing, which I do believe is a big coin thing for Star Wars. Yeah, so they gave a thing called the clock, which isn't even Lego based. I've got it, and I couldn't care any less. But if you are watching this from the future, the past, or whatever, item number 40730, 145 pieces, and it's an 18 plus. That is what you're going to have to type into every single search engine to get any of these mint, because this is going to be gone within. I reckon this will sell quicker than the Lord of the Rings, to be honest with you. I think this is going to go very, very quickly. Now, we are moving over tab. We're going straight to the new section because I do believe the first thing on here, now this is going to make Jay extremely happy because he was a very happy bunny when he saw the leaks yesterday. His little smile, I could imagine behind that phone, was just something to believe. Now, I am saying this now before we click on it. I understand that this is $429.99. I understand that it is the same price as the Rivendell, and I understand you get 2,000 pieces more with the Rivendell. But the other thing I also understand, and Jay will understand, this is Star Wars Disney tax. You have no choice. Lego aren't doing this on purpose. They're not overcharging you on purpose. You can now see for yourself that the license for the Star Wars compared to the Lord of the Rings in bricks is literally 2,000 pieces. That's how much they have to pay for the fee. So it is what it is when it comes to the price. Would we want it cheaper? Of course we would. But we can't do anything about it. So we will not go on about the price because I know that is all people are going to kick off about. But then at the same time, it is cheaper than the Falcon when that came out. It is also cheaper than the block of cheese when that came out. And this is also much cheaper than the 8080. Now, the first thing I said to Jay when I saw this is it looks like it is moving. Jay, has your opinion changed on that at all?
Oh, this is... I described my video earlier as the perfect Lego set. Now, I thought that might wind a few people up, so I did receive a few thumbs down there because I'm sure I definitely did that because I thought, well, somebody's going to kick off about the price. But yeah, I was like, to me, this is a perfect Lego set. Now, as a Star Wars collector for 20 years, I'm well aware of what you call Disney tax, Star Wars tax, because I collect Marvel Legends, lots of other 6-inch lines. I've even gone into the Star Wars Hot Toys. And yeah, you're always paying a premium, unfortunately, for anything Disney and especially anything Star Wars. So it's either you can accept it or you can't accept it, really. So yeah, I already, as soon as I saw it, I thought, well, that's the price of Rivendell. Oh dear, that's 2,000 less pieces.
It is.
So it does give you.
That's it.
It does give you a visualization, doesn't it? Really, of how much
you pay, and that it's literally all down to the license. So the fact that you can break it down now into pieces for people to see, it's not Lego doing it. It is literally they're just giving it to you because they could have added 2,000 pieces on, and it would have been 540. So they've taken the pieces away and giving it to what it is. It is literally what it is when it comes to the Disney tax. And yes, it hurts everybody, and it was slightly painful, but it is what it is. You can't have a pop at Lego for that, especially when we know, because Jay, you've done the maths on this, so I can't take the credit. I believe you said it was about 11 pence a brick, didn't you?
Yeah, in UK it's about 11 pence a brick, where in Star Wars Lego and in Marvel, so in Disney Lego, we have seen a lot higher price per brick than that. The X-Men jet was up there at nearly 18, 19 pence per brick. Yeah. And in that price per brick, you're getting this brand new mold of Jabbas, which is a massive mold as well. So in great terms, I will make the controversial statement. In Lego terms, I don't think it's overpriced. I think with their Disney and Star Wars tax that we know, unfortunately, seems to get passed on to the consumer, 11p a brick, when a lot of sets in Lego alone are averaging between 8 to 10 pence a brick, it isn't that overpriced compared to what it could have been. So I was having a fear that this might be up there with the 8080 and like the £700 mark.
That's exactly what I thought. I generally thought the last big heavy hitter with the 8080 going, I thought, well, it's going to be around that bit. So the fact that it's well underneath, I am quite happy with. Now, before we tuck into all the photos and Jay gets extremely excited and tells us absolutely everything because I know nothing, let's get the basics out of the way. It is coming soon on the 6th of October or early access on the 3rd to the 5th. That is your teeny tiny window to get the giveaway purchase with it as well, because there's no way that giveaway is going to be about after the 5th. It's not going to be about at the end of the first day either. Me and Jay both know this. In length, it's basic rule of thumb, it's 3 base plates. Jay can do the official maths after, but it's 31 inches long, so it's just over 3 base plates, so it's a couple of studs over. 3,942 pieces. It's 3,440 points. So Jay can do the maths on that in a second. And if you want to, for whatever reason, search for the box item number, it is item number 75397. So that is all the basics covered. So 1st of October, we will be having the winter stuff, I do believe, and we've got the Batman stuff. And then 3 days later, this will kick off with its own giveaway. The giveaways that are running at the moment have nothing to do with this, because this is not available for pre-order, because I know everything's getting confusing now because there are 3 different giveaways running. So it is now finally time to make these photos large. I don't think they've added anything else new across the bottom just yet. So you can see here, it does it there. So
there it is.
Oh, it is. They have added it on. So you have to get it with the sale barge. That I missed last time. So yeah, coming soon on the 3rd of the 10th, your members gift purchase with the sale barge. So that's where it is. That's why it's now on the website. So they've added that in, and that's probably here. This little photo just down here, I think, is what people are a little bit bugged about, because they think it probably should have come with this, but at the same time, you would have just paid more with that in there. And obviously, Jay has that set, and the detail of this thing is fantastic. I won't say what I normally say to Jay, but yeah, the Scarlet Pit does look good. Right, Jay, run us through. What photo do you want to click on first?
Well, we'll start there. He's trying to be polite on his own channel. If he was on my channel, he would not be so polite. But it's great to see so many of you in the chat. There's there's still rocking in double figures the entire time in the chat. So hello to everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button. Of course, if you want to say hello in the live chat, and we can talk to you, because we are live, which is not a thing I always see in the Lego community. It happens a lot in the toy community, but more Lego live streams, I think, the better.
Yes, I think so. It's been a minute. I do apologise. I've been slacking a little bit. I've been stuck in foreign countries, and all sorts of stuff has been going on. But Cheeky Monkey wants to know. Well, I don't even know why I'm actually typing it to her. So Cheeky Monkey is Jay's better half and wants to know how big the box will be. So basically, Jay, do you have boxes in your living room still?
I do, in our living room now. So I've been a Lego collector for 3 months. Here's a pile of shame for you. Yeah, there is the Eye of Sauron. There is a Barad-dûr in there. There's a Cantina in there. There's an Avengers Tower in there. There's a Daily Bugle in there. There's a Gringotts Bank in there. So in terms of those crazy things I had to backtrack, Cheeky Monkey, I would say the box would be the size. I'm going to go for about Rivendell. That's what I think.
Yes, I would say so. I would say so. Yeah,
another big
definitely.
One. But, look at this then. So here we go. So
go on.
Yeah, I will tell my little story first then. So mainly as a 6-inch Star Wars collector, as you can see behind me, just getting new into the Lego game, this was what was called a HasLab project. So this came out from Hasbro. It was a crowdfunding project, a bit like the Bricklink designer program, a crowdfunder project. And you only had, so you can see there some of the bigger stuff behind me, you had a month to back it about 5 years ago, and it was £500, so 1 3 3/4 inch scale. And to be fair, pretty much similar size to this one. I never backed it at the time because I didn't really collect that scale. Regretted it after, and that thing now goes for £2,500 on eBay. So that was a bit of a collecting grail that I thought I'm never going to obtain. But as Lord of the Rings got me into Lego, really, with the Eye of Sauron, I was like, I've got to own that set as a big Lord of the Rings fan. That pulled me in, and Star Wars continued it on a bit further, and the rumours were running rife about a sail barge. So I was like, could this be my sail barge to finally make up for not having the HasLab one? And yes, it will do, because this, to me, I say is in terms of the set itself, the model itself is a perfect Lego set. That looks exactly what I would imagine a sail barge would look like in Lego form. It's big, it's girthy, it literally floats on there. It's a good size. I like the tile work on the side of it, the way it brings it all together. You've got the opening flaps. So as an initial set, I think it looks utterly fantastic. I like the colouring that they've gone for on it. So I could not be happier with the actual physical set itself.
No, that's it. I think for anybody that's got nostalgia to it, I think it's tickled the fancy for a lot of people. Now, Jay grew up with Star Wars. He grew up from a teeny tiny little boy. I didn't. I actually learned my Star Wars knowledge from the Legoland walkthrough. That's the first ever time I'd ever seen anything to do with Star Wars whatsoever. And obviously their Tatooine display was massive. Now, what we are going to do is when we go through all these little bits and pieces, we're going to tuck into what detail we can see, because just before we went live, I did think that the actual stand, so we'll when we get to the photo, I'll zoom in, but the actual legs that this thing is on just here is on a Technic pin. So you have your little feet, and then you're going to have 3 different pins. Now, I have a very, very sneaky suspicion that if you were to get another 2 Technic rods either side of that, and then get another rod in between it, you would then be able to actually raise it up higher. And if you had the same length rods, you could just do it by pushing. There's a little pinhole just between the legs. And that is, there's 2 pins there. So they'll be on the long blue pins, really, really sturdy. So I just hope that is one of the last things you do, because then you'd be able to get the Technic piece in there and raise it higher if you wanted to. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to put it on the clear cylinder tubes and all that kind of thing, because clearly it's going to have some sort of Lego Technic internal structure to stop it from falling apart. Now, Jay was saying about the tiles around the outside of this. I think this actually might be quite a sturdy set, which will make a huge change to some of the shocking stuff that they've done in the past. I mean, I have had the huge block of cheese before, which is the big Death Star destroyer. That fell apart if you broke in it. The Falcon, which everybody goes mental about, me and Jay built that, and we thought we built it wrong because it keep falling apart. That's actually what it was designed to do. So I was shocked with that. But this looks extremely sturdy. And Jay, I don't think... Oh, there is. I was about to say, I don't think there's any stickers, but there is. They're just there, aren't there? There's 2 stickers just down here on the reverse fin. So this flap.
I am not a fan of stickers. I can't put them in things on straight. So I would prefer a printed tile. For the love of God, give me a printed tile.
Yeah, so we're gonna tuck into the bits and pieces between us that I think we might have missed, because obviously we're looking at this properly for the first time. But you can see all the detail. Now, when we get to it, I do appreciate the fact that it's on a flap, not a removable piece, which means that you can have it closed, which I do believe is what Jay will have it done. And if I was to get this, I think I'd have it open because I want it flying over the cantina, and I want to create like basically a rooftop bar. That is my idea. That's why I wanted to see if those Technic pins would actually raise up. Now, if I just close that down and have a quick look at all the photos, is there a minifigure picture of all of the photos?
There wasn't earlier.
No, there isn't. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to change our screen view, because I know our faces are covering the blooming minifigures. So if we do that, and then what I can then do is I can zoom in on the minifigures for everybody. And Jay, do you know the names?
90s technology.
That's it.
I can give you the main names, of course, because there's a few of Jabbas goons that I can never remember. Wolf and all. Well, one of them's Wolf, but I always get Jabbas goons. I know Wolf is, but the other 2 I get a bit mixed up. But there's so many characters within Jabba's palace and within the sail barge. I can never get all the names, but we'll start. We're going to go one by one. Are we starting with C-3PO?
Yep. So C-3PO. Now, there's a better photo of him, so we'll zoom in on him later on. I spotted it late. He has actually got the silver leg, which is nice. So this is the silver leg at the bottom.
It's not fully silver, so
it's
I'm going to have my first moan.
I know, I know this is coming. This is what's going to irritate a lot of people with regards to the minifigures. But at least it has a silver leg, and they've made some sort of effort. But I would imagine they went a lot in. I was about to say something deep then. They went absolutely balls deep. There we go.
We're after the watershed. It's 22.
Yes, we are after. I don't know why I'm trying to be polite. So I've got the filthiest mouth in the world, and I'm just trying to be polite. But they've gone absolutely balls deep on certain printing for certain things. So yeah, I would imagine they might have had to have gone a little bit laid back on others.
It's a classic. Carry on, say hello. Hello, Sally.
Man, I wish I was sitting on a rooftop bar right now, or a cantina instead of doing laundry. Yes, sir, I feel you. I do feel you. I mean, that would, I guess, being sat in a bar would be more fun than doing your laundry. As long as you don't have any skid marks, you should be absolutely fine. So It's got that way already.
It's already
So
going. C3PO.
all,
So I pretty much already got that C3PO. I wasn't particularly impressed with that one because I did see in I think the buildable C3PO, the big thing that you get, there's a lovely one in there with a proper silver leg. So
yeah,
couldn't we just reuse that one? But I'm guessing this is what I call, they put a bit of a Hasbro, bit of budget restraints. Even in a set of this, you've got to cut costs, unfortunately, even at these price points occasionally, because of what I think Disney like to charge for this license.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
I think
But I just
3PO
don't
fell
know
victim.
I don't know if the torso, does this one have more wires on this one though? Is he more battle damaged with the torso? Because I don't, for some reason, I on my C3PO, I don't have the stomach like that. So this is where he's been ripped apart and put back together, correct?
To me, it looks very similar to, or even exactly the same to the one that came in the Yavin 4 set that I've got. So
See, I don't have. Yeah, it's a set I don't have.
It doesn't look any different to that one to me. It just looks like a bit of a quick reuse on C3PO. So over to Bib Fortuna, then he's I think the complaints of Bib Fortuna is he's got the fat neck piece on, which I think is the one you've got in the Boba Fett Palace, which not exactly accurate. He had a skinnier neck because he hadn't put the weight on like the Book of Boba Fett yet. So I think they have got a previous piece with a skinnier neck. They've gone for the fatter one. To me, it's not a big of a problem because I don't have the other one. So I've not really got anything to compare it to. But I have seen a few screenshots comparing the two. So I can live with Bib Fortuna. So he's okay to me.
And let's be honest, if you haven't got him, he's a great looking minifigure in hand. He looks great in the cantina. So because I'm not 100% sure about all the characters, seeing them for the first time in the cantina, I thought they were very, very good. Moving on to the next one.
So that is Wolf, I do believe. So you got the three sort of Jabbas goons, as I would call them. So some of these you need to put on your skiff. So again, we've done a bit of a mix and match in here. You have to buy the skiff separately, but the skiff didn't come with a single one of Jabba's goons to sail the skiff. So I've got a lovely Sarlacc pit downstairs in a skiff, but nobody's steering the thing. So the figures you need to steer the thing are in this. So if I was a little kid and just got my skiff, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed because they've put the figures I need for the skiff in this. So that's but I say I've got both, so I can.
You got to get both. You got to get both. Yeah, that's it. It's what they're doing. Right, the elephant. That's a DJ, if I remember rightly.
That is the elephant, Max Rebo. So the Max Rebo band in the corner. So it's good to see Max Rebo. I don't have a Max Rebo in any scale, so this will be my
first
Max Rebo. So I'm happy to have a Max Rebo finally. You can spin the discs. And then one more of Jabbas Goons. That one's name I cannot remember. Spin those discs. So he's going on the sail barge, the next feather to me. Not on the sail barge, on the skiff, I should say. And then we get into Leia. So I was very surprised. I suppose Hut Slayer Leia would be the name we'd call her these days. I was very surprised to see a Lego minifigure in a bikini. I didn't think they would do it. And they've done it. So I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, I read something yesterday that apparently this is the outfit that she wears in the Lego game. So, so what they've done in the Lego game, they've given her this bottom half rather than having her tight bikini on that she did have. So I'm assuming that they've just been able to do it because of the game.
Yeah, what they've done then, so she is wearing a skirt piece, so the red thing on her legs is a skirt piece, but they've done side printing. So they've done full side printing to wrap it around like a full skirt instead of just having the open slit. So they're not showing any leg, but her face and her hair looks incredible. Mr. Who, how are you doing? We are talking Lego on what night even is it? Is it Tuesday night? Is it Wednesday night?
I think it's Tuesday. It's going to make this week.
Lost the plot today. I've done 3 videos.
That's it. But are they going to? Mr. Dan Who Reviews would like to know, Jay, because you are the man with the knowledge. Will they make a DJ elephant?
In the Black Series, yes. So what's behind me for the Lego collectors out there, the 6-inch Star Wars Black Series, we have not had Max Rebo. And I really hope, because you've got the cantina at that side, you've got the cantina band just over there. We've had those in Lego form, we've had those in 6-inch. We have not had hardly anything from the sail barge scene at all. If I move my camera over a little, ignore the pile of toys I've got to open, but the Return of the Jedi stuff is up there, and there's like nothing from the sail barge scene apart from Bib Fortuna and Jabba. So yes, I hope we do get a 6-inch elephant because I will be buying him to go along with those as well.
We want the DJ elephant, and what I like about the Leia minifigure, which we will get a better look at in a second, is it looks to me like it's a brand new hairpiece compared to what was the slave. It's because it looks like the plaits are different. It looks like it's got quite a lot of gold aspect around it as well. So
Have you noticed what's on her neck, though? Have you noticed what's on her neck?
Yeah, because if you notice, I don't think a lot of people have clocked onto this, but the actual guard in a photo has her around the neck with a chain.
Yeah, so you can attach the chain. I didn't think they do that at all. The old Black Series version from years ago has the chain around the neck as well. So
I will show.
She can proper choke Jabba. So
well, there it is. There, look.
Yeah, so Jabba's got. I really didn't think they would do that. So shout out the Lego, because that's pretty cool to actually see, as accurate as we can be, I think, in this day and age to the scene. So very impressed with that. So that's really tickled my pickle, as I like to say this week.
Happy days, tickled your pickle. And there's a DJ DJing on his decks.
He's in the decks.
There is another photo of her. So this element looks a little bit bizarre though. So I'm assuming what it is, it's like the Ghostbuster characters where they'll just have, it'll be flush to her back, which as long as it doesn't come down too far down her back, it won't cover the printing, and it will just have basically like an open stud where the chain will connect. So hopefully that'll keep it nice and simple, because that's the stuff that we'll be covering, just like little bits and pieces like that. But there are the guard has her around the neck somewhere. Which will, unless I was seeing things, I must have been seeing things. We'll get back to it. I generally thought that was going on, but clearly not. So we'll go to the last couple of figures, Jay, before we actually move on to the actual set itself. So there is 4 more.
So we got a Gamorrean guard then. So I think that is just a reuse of a previous version. But again, I don't have one. Could do with some more. We could have had 2. Could we have not have stretched to 2? So I could have, if I had to have a little moan, I would like 2 Gamorrean guards, but I will take 1 for now. Then we got another guy whose name, with the sort of Jabba's goons there to go between this or the skiff. And then we have one. It's very simple, but it's very fun, and it's another figure we need in Black Series. It's R2 with a damn drinks tray, finally.
Yep.
And I like little translucent pieces to actually make the beverages.
Yes, no, I think that does look very, very smart with regards to just that. It's just a simple thing. Obviously, they just popped his head off, added a second element on, popped his head back on with 8 studs, and then you live in the dream, because there is some better photos of those two. I've zoomed in a lot. I know it's going a little bit pixely, so we'll get a better photo of those two in a second. But the big man, you're happy with this one, aren't you?
I'm very happy. I believe it's a new mold of for Jabba the Hutt. Definitely new printing on there. He looks fantastic. He looks like a fat, slimy slug that he should look like as well. You've got little Salacious Beakrum as well to sit on his tail, his little monkey lizard. So couldn't be happy with Jabba. He's a big boy. I just need my Rancor. So hopefully there is a Jabba's Palace in my future at some point. Hopefully. It comes with a Rancor, and then I will be very, very happy indeed. So that's a great looking Jabba to me, and he will fit in I will probably never see half his minifigures again, because Jabba's going to have to go inside the sail barge, and because I'm probably never going to open the thing again. I mean, not seeing him for many a year.
You can't do that to him. Now, it does look like his top half moves, because it looks like it's going to be one of those pieces that you pop in over the top, and it'll have a swizzle head. And I do believe the other one was a solid mold, so it's that's quite a big upgrade, because you'll be able to now keep him on the stand but turn his head and get some quite nice photos on that as well. The
size of him, because he's got 2x4 tiles underneath. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2. So he's about 14 studs.
He's a big lad, yeah. He's an absolute chunk, is what he is.
He's nearly half a base plate.
It's a big thing, and it just works, isn't it? That, because at least if you think of how many studs that takes up, when we see him inside the actual rooms, we can now get a good understanding of how big those rooms are. Now, before we quickly move on to the rooms, this I do believe is one of, I don't know if it's the first Star Wars print or it's the second UCS one to have a print, but they're not stickers anymore for the actual plaque. So they have got it. I do believe they've taken the indent away. So this is actually a whole new thing, I think. Whereas they don't have, it's a new print of plastic with the printing over the top of it. So it's a double whammy for that one. I do believe. I'm sure I'll get corrected, but that's the first time that I've seen it anyway. Saturday Av is saying he could use an R2 bartender right now. And he's also saying this set is definitely meant to go with a little skiff set that came out a bit. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It matches up perfect. They've done it on purpose, Saturday Av. They've just done it to basically make you buy two and try and keep the price down.
I've already started building that diorama. I've got 8 tan base plates laid down. The skiff and the Sarlacc pit is there, and I had a 17-inch tall gap to fit this in by 4 base plates. And the fact that this is 10 inches tall and 3 base plates mean this will just slide into that display absolutely no problem at all. So I couldn't be happy with the size. But this is exactly in width. It's a base plate wide as well. So
it's a base plate wide, is it?
It's exactly, it's a base plate. It's 3 base plates long, a base plate wide, and a base plate tall.
It is a big old thing. It is a big thing because I just would like to think it would be in proportion. Well, I'm not too sure it's going to be in proportion with the cantina, but then it's going to be much bigger than the cantina in the actual films anyway, isn't it? So hopefully it should scale.
It's huge.
Hey, fingers crossed it will scale. Quick look at the box artwork. Fan of the box artwork?
Yeah, simple enough. I think really on this one, isn't it? It's just a clean photo of the sail barge on their UCS black boxes. So I prefer the artwork on the giveaway, to be honest. I like.
To be honest, I mean, if we have a quick look at this tab, I think this as a freebie, I think this looks fantastic as box artwork. And when you look at this one, it does just look like a floating turd, to be honest. The box artwork itself does not do it any justice. But when we get the box out the way, it looks a lot better. But they have obviously, like normal, I don't know if you can see it very well, but they've added all the minifigures across the top, and they've had to give quarter of the box to the big man up at the top. So Jabbas has his own area up at the top of that box. Now, I think we're going to be moving on. There we go. So we will go straight from left to right. Finally, we can actually see the detail on the inside, because I could not see this properly when the images were coming out. Is there a room that is favorite to you, and is there a room that is favorite to anybody else in the comment section? Obviously, we'll have a better look at these, but like Jay was saying, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It's got to be 16. Each one of those rooms has to be 16 studs wide.
It would make sense because it's 3 base plates long. Yeah. So if you split it down into half base plate pieces, then in terms of my favourite, it would be the prison area, just because that's what I remember from seeing like the classic HasLab that I was trying to get before. The prison area, and of course, I'm just happy we've got Leia. I am truly happy we've got Leia because I really have. It's been years. In terms of the Black Series, it's been 10 years since we've got sort of a Hutt Slayer Leia out there. So I'm shocked we got her. Very happy. But the prison room was just my favourite. So you got the Gamorrean guard there. Yeah. In my video earlier, I was like, shout out the broom. I like the broom. It's just
I don't understand what that broom's doing there. I mean, it's just chilling out for I don't know what. And I like the old I've had an accident brown shotgun up at the top as well, which is slightly blurred out, but it's literally this piece just here is the kitchen window, if I remember rightly, because when we go over to this photo, the guard is still stood there. So I don't know if the broom is meant for the kitchen and it's just extra seating area that you can have in for the tables and chairs and you just teasing the prison guard. I don't know. But the fact that has to be potentially is a 16 by 16 base plate for each one of these rooms. Again, the photos don't do the scale of this justice, because obviously if you had a 16 by 16 base plate in your hand, that is quite a big area that is taken up, especially as Jay's just said, it is a whole base plate wide. So do you reckon it's more than 16 studs, or are we saying it is just the 16 studs?
It's probably around that, isn't it? Without sitting here counting the tiles. They're all
it's quite hard to count them all, isn't it? So
yeah, it's going to be around that size, isn't it? So the good size of your hand, effectively.
Yeah, that's it. 16 by 16 in that one, and then 16 by 16 in that one as well. Now this has quite a lot of detail on, because I spotted you got the fish up at the top, you've got all the little clips up there, you've got all the dishes and things. Then you've got these things just up on here, which I think are going to be stickers, but I don't read their local language. But you can see that you've got all of that stuff on the wall as well. So there's quite a bit of detail on this one as well.
I can't believe you don't speak Huttese.
No, I say I haven't got a clue what language it is. So I bless you, sir. So yeah, I've absolutely no idea. But that they seem to have gone a bit mad on the bin. The bin seems to be like it's just come straight out the Lego City set, from the dust, like the actual trash compactor. That thing is huge compared to the kitchen side. So I mean, Jabba eats a lot of food, so I can understand why they have a big waste bin.
That chicken legs in every set I've ever seen, I think, so far.
It's in
the Lord of the Rings set. It's in Barad-dûr. It's in your Dungeons and Dragons set as well.
Yeah, they've obviously got it. Must be a cheap element to a cheap element to produce, and it must be a way. But there's some hidden bits and pieces in there. Obviously, there'll be stuff in the drawers. The one thing I was a bit unsure of is this here, where you got the black. Clearly, it's for a figure to stand on. Is there anything in the actual film where they are pinned down to the floor and they've just left it there as an Easter egg?
Not that I can think of in this particular.
Because that just looks odd to me, and I don't know why. There's got to be that must be a hidden Easter egg from the actual design team. Why that's there, unless
your Saturday night just got into a Return of the Jedi rewatch.
I guess so, yeah. Because there's got to be something there. So if anybody's watching this back, or let me know in the chat, or let me know in the comment section, what do we think that is? Because it's obviously in the kitchen, but I just don't know what would have been there. Clearly, it's for a figure to either stand up or lie down. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on what that one is. Now, with regards to this is we're saying about it's nice that it's on actual flaps. So with how it all builds and everything, zooming in on that bit just there, that is another Technic pin. Now, you've got to be super, super careful with Technic and Lego. I am awful with it. So if you push these pins too hard, you're going to end up ripping and undoing absolutely everything that you've just done. But the nice thing is with this, it does allow you then to have it either open or close without losing any of the pieces. And also you can just see with regards to how many brown tiles are on the outside and all the detail. Now, the stairs to nowhere, these are the two rooms that we've just covered. Is it actually where the staircase goes, Jay?
Well, I don't know. We called these the stairs to nowhere last night as we were doing our initial sort of phone call.
But is the stairs on that bit? Is the stairs on the bit where I've just said, is it for a figure?
Kitchen, you think?
Yeah, but that is the kitchen, isn't it?
That is the kitchen.
This is the hard bit.
Oh, yes, because you see the Gamorrean guard next door in the prison room. It's the stairs. It's where the stairs clip in. So you can
they've been cheeky and they've taken the stairs out.
Yeah,
naughty. So see, we did this with the we started to dissect it apart with the Avengers. Now, Saturday Ave is a big Star Wars fan and says doesn't recall seeing a kitchen and sail barge. No memory of it from having seen the film 1,000 times. So, is it a sneeze, blink, and you miss? Is it the Rock's pink pants, or is this something they just added in?
As far as there's one in the HasLab, so I'm going based off.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see if it's just their own interpretation or whatnot. So. It's it's an interesting one.
The food's got to come out of somewhere. There is.
Well, yeah, it'd be. I don't know if it goes up to the top, which we'll have a look at in a second, or not, because what we'll do now, I'm just trying to find the photo, is come out. Let me just. I'm going to go back a second, only because I know. They don't have a photo. This is what I don't like. They don't have a photo of the front or the back, I don't think. So I've skipped the R2-D2. So we'll go back to that one quickly because I went to all the big rooms. So you've got the two big rooms. Yeah, they haven't given us all of the areas. They haven't done the DJ booth. So they haven't shown us the inside of that thing just here. So that looks like it's obviously got the driver, nice computer area. I'm intrigued to know if this curve opens up, if it's on like one of the almost like a ball joint pin type thing, and you can actually open it up like a front window, because it does look like there's some cream sort of yellowy tile stuff down here. So it kind of looks like it's almost like a hidden area in front of the driver.
You need to open it, and yes, you wanted more access to have a play about in the.
Well, yeah, I mean it's not a play set, but I would like to be able to see what is in the front, because I don't know what it is. Now, we got a hey from David K. So good evening to you. And Mr. Saturday Ave says he doesn't recall the kitchen in Barad-dûr either, though I think Lego just puts it there as a play feature, maybe.
Oh, correct? They did with Barad-dûr, the entire. You never see the inside. You don't see the inside of Barad-dûr, do you? So I don't think they had permission from the license holder to literally make up the back of the Lord of the Rings set and come up with what their concept was of what's in there. Can we get over to Jabba? Let's get to Jabba in his a little fancy room over there.
That's what you want, isn't it?
R2's having Yeah, he looks. I do like that Jabba. Do like that Jabbas. So he's in
the
there.
The Jabba is huge. There's a better photo of that, isn't there?
There is. There's another photo there because
there
there's
is.
a
So
little thing I think I've spotted in it.
Let's look at this photo quickly first, because that is also where he stood, where the stairs go. So we now know what that is. But what has appeared is the flames appeared. I didn't see that before on the side, and there's a random frog has appeared. So I'm not too sure what that.
He eats little frogs. They're in his little next to his. We'll get to in a minute, but Jabba's to his side. He'll pick out the frogs and eat the frogs. So
there we go.
That makes sense.
There we go. So that's that bit. That's Leia. That's the better photo of Leia with her hairpiece and the gold on her. She does look good, and that's the guns. And that bit here.
If they put vac metal on her gold, they actually done vac metal gold.
It looks like they have. It looks extremely shiny, or it's just a very interesting Photoshop done. You can see that's how big it is in hand on the table. The thing is absolutely enormous. Like Jay said, it's over 3 base plates in length. There's your flaps. That's your bit with the broom, so team broom. And then that's another part of the kitchen. And this is the one that Jay wants. Look at the size of him.
Yeah. C-3PO's legs annoying me again, because I can see the silver gap in C-3PO's legs. That's annoying me. But we'll get past that, because I like Salacious B. Crumb just chilling there. But to Jabba's left-hand side, I think they've put a little hookah pipe in there. I think they have got Jabba smoking the weed there in the corner. That little grey, the grey pipe. And if you lift the pipe up, that's where the frogs are, and he pulls out the frogs to have a little snack. So,
well, they have put quite a lot of naughty little Easter eggs in this. Then,
that's what I also noticed.
So he can smoke away. I am sure that the top of that head move, his arms look like they move as well. So that his torso moves, his arms move.
He's got printing on the side of his arm there as well. That they've printed some stuff.
Yeah, he's got arm print right on the side, and obviously this is really nice all across the mouth as well. And his eyes look. He's got really nice eye print actually. The orange in his eyes look great. So yeah, there's a lot of detail, but with regards to the drinks, they've actually had for once they've added in different colours. We've got what potentially is like a hot chocolate or something in there, where we don't normally get that. We normally just get this or clear or something. So it's nice to see that there's a different colour in there, and you can add in more figures on the top without them falling over. And then yeah, that's Jay's pet hate with the C-3PO, but. We can upgrade him, Jay. But we have the technology, don't we? So we can do that.
We do.
How big do you think that is that he sat on if the big man wasn't there? What is he supposed to be in? Is that one of his big chairs that he's in?
Jabba's on his little I forget what they technically call it, his little plinth. Can we scroll down just a little? Wonder if they put any printing on the front of what he sat on. Oh, they haven't, no. So they could have. So one detail they have missed is when Jabba's sat on his, I can't remember the technical name, on his plinth, as I call it, you should have some like skulls on there, some like heads that they haven't kind of printed within that base. They have gone a flat base, and he's often sat on pillows and things. So this is where I suppose we actually could have done with some stickers here, because they could put the pillows down and just little stickers on there. So that could have been a detail they could have added in. Hello to Killian there in the chat. How are you doing, son? And yes, that C-3PO is shocking. But to me, I say I love this set, but that C-3PO is going to be my little bugbear, I think.
But I think you can get away with C-3PO being shocking when Leia looks so good. I think if Leia wasn't in the set and we had that, I think it'd be a different discussion. But yeah, if that is the paintwork on her hairpiece and it is that sort of gunmetal shiny, that'd just be. That's going to be an extremely expensive minifigure, I think. So yeah, Killian, there is some nice figures in this as well. And Killian has also said I should eat beans and get the 8080. Is what's been said. So he is team 8080. Now this is what it looks like on the shelf. But again, that's the crew. Can't zoom. That's the only thing with their photos. If you start to zoom in too much, they get a bit pixelated because they're not a high-res photo. So it's a little bit annoying when they've decided to take the photo so far away. But again, the leg, that is your best view of that Technic pin. So you might just be able to add in another Technic piece on that to raise it up. Jay, would you want to raise yours up, or would you?
I think I'm okay with the fact that it's floating. I just wanted it floating, so they've made it float. So I think I'll be happy with that height. I've added a few more studs on my skiff to actually make that float a bit
Yeah.
higher. I might take those off now and actually use those somewhere else within the in the
nice.
Lego city I'm trying to build, and actually have those floating at similar height maybe to what this is. So I might raise it up in future, but I think actually I'll just floating off the sand base plates I've laid down. I think it'll look quite good there, and I can see the top of it that way. So I raise it any higher, I'm probably not going to be able to see the top of it.
No, that's very true. Are you a fan of the shape at the front? Do you think they've got all the dimensions, everything right? You happy with that?
Yes, I'm happy with the shaft. That's a nice looking shaft there. There was I like the sails as well. I like the sails. I like the fact they're not too high angled.
No, that's it.
So I like that. I like the colouring.
Massive, are they?
Yeah, I'm just super happy that I've started collecting Lego at the right time. And I can actually build Tatooine, because with the Cantina being discontinued this year, I think, as well. So I got
yes,
that.
it is. Yeah, that is on the retiring list.
Tatooine
so
display.
That is in a huge sale at John Lewis at the moment. There's a lot of big sets in the sale at John Lewis. Now, just before we go, Jay, should we have a quick look at the actual set that should have come with this?
Yes, yeah, feel free.
Yeah, very quick. So that's all covered. Easy enough. Gone through all the minifigures, all the photos. We don't need to waste any more time on it. But that is the last look at it. And the one photo I didn't click on, this moves. What purpose that is, I don't know. The guns themselves do move, and the video, which I haven't played,
it's a steering flaps. You've got similar flaps on the skiff as well. So I suppose I have a question for you here, actually, before we move to the next set. So I have declared I am there midnight, day one. This is being purchased. I've luckily saved up £100 of Lego points to take off the price. So that will only make it about £320 for me, I think, was £110 worth of points. So I'm in for day one. I want that giveaway. This thing is going to get built. Are you joining me on day one, or are you going to wait, or are you not buying it at all?
No, I have plans. I have plans. Now, you know my hate relationship with trying to make a Star Wars display.
Yes.
But I need
You've been trying for 2 years. You still don't have one.
No, I've done everything else. I just haven't got round to... I haven't done that. So, Killian, this is what you get, sir. Let me just show, just because he came late to the party. That's what you get, dude. So, yeah, it's up there. Brilliant box artwork. You get the lightsaber as a giveaway purchase. We think it's a fantastic looking set. Am I in for this? I think I'm going to be, yes. I have to make the decision if I'm going to get the 8080 or not.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I could get this and the Gringotts Bank for the same price as the 8080, which would have more effect out of those three sets, because I would get this day one and start making a Star Wars display if need be, or because it's one of those that you wait for double points. But yes, it'll be coming to the collection. There's a very, very good possibility that I'll be getting it day one, and there might be a good possibility that me and you could do a dual live build.
Okay, I've had a few requests for a potential building on this one already from my videos, so potentially there could be a
so I just don't know. The 8080, I don't think the 8080, not to bore everybody about my life, I just don't know if it would be good fun putting it in my Winter Village display, or if it would be completely pointless. Because if I don't get the 8080, then I can just get this. I go with the Tatooine display that I've got a plan for. I've got the Cantina. I can recreate basically the Legoland Windsor walkthrough, and this will add to it. And that's the biggest thing that I remember from it. Can anybody justify spending that much money on an 8080? And also, am I going to regret not getting it in the future? And do I need it? That's the things that I've got to think of, because
there is a lot to consider there. Killian's made a good point in the chat. I want that GWP, so I'm definitely a day one for that reason. But if you don't want the GWP, then you could wait, and potentially this will go in a sale at some point. It will go into double points. But then if you didn't want the GWP and you could sell the GWP, would you sell the GWP for more than you'd get on those other sales anyway?
I would. Yeah, I mean, if it's going for 100, you're not going to get £100 back in points, are you? So you could probably get £100 for that GWP if people want. That's what people are willing to pay for it, because that's what the rest went on eBay. But
if you bring up Killian's most recent comment at the bottom there, it's got a good point when it comes to the 80 there, that it's gone after this year. So I agree. I think that would end up being double the price, and the 8080 is going to be well over £1,000. and imagine the Hoth potential of a Christmas Hoth display. So you do have you've got to weigh that up, haven't you? So,
yeah, I've got to think about it. I've got to think about it because I mean, I could just go all in and make a Star Wars display, and that'd be it for the rest of the year. And because I've got an idea for the Harry Potter stuff, we know what's going on with that. That's not retiring. I know I want the Lord of the Rings eyeball. The Batman stuff is going well, so that all the disaster stuff's happening. The base plates have actually gone down, so I'm actually that far ahead at the moment, but nobody's seen that yet. No, there's a spoiler coming for anybody that doesn't want to hear it, but I did drop the Rivendell set.
no.
So yeah, so that's the next upload. So that's where the base plates go down, and then when I did that, I put the base plates down. I put different colors down. And then I started to pull some different colors off. And I think I have 6 base plates of space for what could be potentially a Tatooine display up top. And then underneath all the ships. But that still leaves what I do with the AT-AT and if I put him full of Christmas decorations. So, which I think would be good fun. But is it a very expensive joke? That's the thing. So very quickly before we got to shoot off, Jay, do you know anything about this? Did you see this?
You have to get the comment off the screen because we've jumped up a bit, so we can't.
We blocked it. We blocked it.
We've blocked it.
Oh, we jumped. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We did jump. Well, as far as I'm aware, now correct me if I'm wrong, in the chat, they've made this up. This is not in Star Wars at all. This is a made up. Obviously, the Rebel troopers and the Stormtroopers are, but not these ships. They've made up these ships. There is an Imperial dropship in the game in Force Unleashed, but it's not quite like that. And I've never seen a Rebel Scout Speeder. Now, I have seen previous Lego sets of these very sets, so I think these are part of the 25th as a tribute to previous Lego sets. But I think they've made these up. I have no recollection of these vehicles in my life.
No, I haven't got a clue. I mean, the minifigures are easy to look at because those 3 are exactly the same. That's pink. Those 3 are exactly the same, apart from they all come with different heads. So that's it. And that's it's all yours for $34.99 coming on the 1st of October. I'm glad between me and Jay, we can give you absolutely no information on this whatsoever, but you do get 383 pieces, and it's item number 40755. Right, the one that I think is what people think it should come with is... It's only because I can't actually spell it, so I'm having to do it this way. Why are they doing that to me? There it is. The skiff. The Angry V is what this is. The Angry V.
I was very happy to get this because this was in a sale literally 2 weeks after it came out in Smiths here in the UK. So I picked this up for about £55. So I was very happy. And the Sarlacc pit in person, there's so much detail. It's 4 bags just to build the Sarlacc pit. So I've got Boba Fett trapped in there. So yeah, it could have come with a sail barge, but as you say, they've just whacked the price up anyway. So you might as well just get it separately because at least it goes in the sale. But this looks fantastic in person, and it's going to go great with sail barge.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think it should have come with the sail barge, but would they have made it this detailed if it came with the sail barge? This is the thing, isn't it? It's like you can buy it if you want to. You don't have to get it. It's in a sale in the UK massively. Saturday Av has just said he's been AWOL for a little while, but he's now back. And Killian has also just said he's just got back into Lego in the last few weeks. So it's good that everybody goes around in circles. It's just one of those things, isn't it? And guys, I am still dropping stuff in the disaster series. So if you are bored, oh, good grief. There's a lot of things happening on in that.
He's been painting. I've had him painting walls. I've had him building Kallax units, taking apart Kallax units. We've got halves on sets. Now I've become a Lego collector. So I've got a Gringotts bank. He's got a track. The Joker Man is in the air. It's all going on.
That's it. It's all changing. So I've just got to think of what area I want to do, or if I want to finish an area by Christmas, and that will very much depend on if I end up getting the AT-AT or not. Does the AT-AT have camera presence, or will it just fall over? Is it? I mean, it's huge.
It's supposed to be quite sturdy, isn't it? From what I've heard, it is utterly massive.
Well, it is massive, yeah. But it's just, I would have to put Christmas lights all around it and put a big Santa's hat on it because it's just a grey slab otherwise. So it needs to have white over it, and it needs to have Santa coming down its middle or something. So I've just got to think of what I could do with it, because I could. Long story short, I have space in the display for the AT-AT and this set. So, but both of them, I have actually got space for. So, yeah, we will see. We will see what the future holds. But this is yours if you want it at Smith's right now for 50 odd quid. So you get £10 off.
It's gone back up now.
It's gone back up.
Prices, yeah,
Absolute useless. It's gone back up to full price. It was a short sale, which means when it goes back into a sale again, it'll be a big sale. So I will have to wait until it goes back into a sale and pick that up. So yeah. So is there anything else that you want to see, Jay, before we go, or are we done?
I think we've covered it. All, haven't we? So you've gone through the Batman Day stuff at the start. So you're definitely in for a 66. You just got to decide if you need some brickheads, and you might want to get that.
Well, this is the thing. The 66 it's double points now, but will it be cheaper in a month or two at Smith's? So if I do that, then that's that money saved, which I could then put towards something that's going to get retired, because this is the game to play now. On that retiring list is their stuff, and the only thing that's on that list is the AT-AT, but I just don't know if I could make it work.
Yeah, they'll probably do a smaller AT-AT in the future. It's just, do you want that big one? So you've got got maybe till Black Friday to decide, because if that goes in the sale, that's your time to jump on it.
After Black Friday, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone, isn't it? So
I
don't know. As Killian's talking about LED lights and the thing, I'll just drop in the chat my recent Lego City video. So I've already started. I've already started the LED lights there. So this thing is I've already lit ready for the sale barge to come in my collection. The 3 months of Lego collecting that I've apparently been doing. So I don't think anyone's quite gone as hard as me into Lego in 3 months. I think I could say that as a factual statement.
Yeah, you've got quite a lot of sets. You've got a lot of bricks, haven't you? Quite quickly. A lot of bricks quite quickly. But Jay, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me. Click the link in the live chat. That will still be there on the replay queue. So you can find me at Jay's Toy Collection UK here on YouTube for 6-inch action figure videos, 12-inch action figure videos, weekly live streams where Matt often joins me on a Friday night at 9 p.m. UK time for This Week in Toys. I think we're actually due one this week. It's every other week, so we'll be back Friday night. We'll have lots of Hasbro to talk about from the Hasbro PulseCon, which I managed to attend in London last week. So we will have coverage of the Secret Wars wave, and there is a Spider-Man video on the channel as well. So any fans of Spider-Man the animated series, come check that out. But there is the one I put in the chat. There is a Lego video, and it's the tour of my first attempt at a city. And to say I've gone quite deep, quite hard, quite long, quite fast is pretty true. And as a little clue, there's my Willy, just to end you off there. There's a shot of my Willy to end it off. What more can I say in minifigure form?
What a fantastic looking Willy that is. So with that being said, guys and girls, that is it. And we are both done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and catch you next one. Ta-da. And goodbye.